Just because it was hard in the past does not mean it's still hard. Just because things were chaotic before, well, I think they're going to still be chaotic. But there's a new level of awareness here on planet Earth, and you get to use this to your advantage, really. If you're watching this video, you'll probably understand what I'm talking about. And if you don't, there's maybe a reason why you're here to start your journey. Maybe this triggers you, whatever it is. It's all divine timing, and I trust that you're here for a reason. So we are aware that Earth is changing in many, many ways. Hi, Roto. Can we not jump on my back this time? He literally jumped for a piggyback ride the other day, which is very bad, but it was pretty funny. If you don't know, I'm here in Italy on this horse farm, volunteering, living in my van, hanging out with animals, saving horses with you guys, and it's my best chosen timeline and pretty unexpected, but I chose to surrender to what we're talking about today. And really, it's very simple. Before, we used to live in this way of being where we had to do so much. We had to be the masculine so much. And there was a lot of unconscious that was controlling our life, your life. And you were maybe raised to believe that things had to be difficult, that you know, had to make sacrifices in order to get some of the things that you wanted. But what's really beautiful about this heaven on earth that's coming right now, this new earth, this 5D energy, 4D energy, this shift that we're going through, that you chose to be a part of, is that it gets to be easier now. And that will take a lot of trust. And whatever you know to be true about your reality will be true. If you have a lot of fear in your body, like we were talking about surfing last night here on the farm, and I was like, well, I just don't do it because I have too much fear stored in me about sharks. And I know that's my choice. I know that I can heal any level of fear. I know I can heal PTSD. I know that I can change my physical body with brain training, EFT tapping, choice, hypnosis, all these different things. It just hasn't been a priority of mine, I would say. But a lot of commotion with those dogs up there. That is part of living in an animal sanctuary. These pack animals will kind of have these things where they find their balance, and that's the chaos too. So the chaos, I don't think, will ever end, because chaos is beautiful. Chaos allows us to have new things, new creations be born. It mixes things up so that, you know, more can come through, that space is made. When I started not really doing this work, but when I did really significant work in regards to like quantum manifestation and making space and using my free will, I went to a retreat in Florida, and I started doing this thing where, you know, I was like choosing and letting go and surrendering and cutting cords, and I did it for 3 days straight. And then everything at home just broke apart. Chaos was made. My ex and I broke up the last day that I was at the retreat. We were together for almost 4 years. Our home that we were living in was being sold, and then we had 4 places lined up, and we lost every single one of them. And just because he had missed appointments and different things like this, and so we had no place to live. And then you know, all these things were falling apart. All this chaos was made. But with a higher level of awareness and a bird's eye view on your life, you can see that everything is happening for a reason. When I was broken down on the side of the road in Austria a couple of months ago, I was like, okay, I know this is the most overwhelming thing I've experienced in a solo travel so far, but I know as well that it's happening for a reason. And what happened after that was I came back to this farm. I was guided to these fundraisers, to working with these animals, saving these animals, and now so much is being born out of that chaos. And when you can start to see that it can be easy, you can start to see that everything is happening for you, that the chaos is designed divinely for you. All you have to do right now is know that you can have everything that you want. Know that you can make money doing what you love, that you can work as many hours as you want, that you can have time to heal your body. You can have time to spend with your family and friends. You can have time to travel. You can have time to just rest and do nothing and read a whole book in a day without feeling guilty for not being productive enough. You can do anything, create anything. Life can be any way that you want it to be. I'm sure there's someone out there who's doing that too, in a way that you could see yourself wanting to live. So it's good to look at that and find evidence for your mind and say, okay, it is possible. And if it's not, create the person, or just really visualize yourself in that timeline. And what's also helpful is to visualize yourself on your way to that timeline, so you can see that there are steps that can be made for it to actually happen. And then so many bugs love to crawl on the camera here. So if you ever see like this giant monster crawling, it's just because there's a little bug going down the screen or the camera. And so we're moving into this heart space energy on Earth. And whenever I do energy work with you guys, whenever I do guided meditations, we start in the heart space, we move down to the center of the earth, we go up to the divine, and we come back down through the heart. Whenever we're asking for guidance from our intuition, guidance from our higher self, our higher team, our divine team, our angels, our guides, we're going into the heart space. You have all the answers of your soul within your heart space. And so all the answers and this ease and this beauty are coming to Earth right now. And it's not meant to be this Earth that is so difficult anymore. Before, it was this 3D energy of just like conflict and challenge and unconscious and unknown. And still there will be contrast. There has to be contrast in order to create life. There has to be chaos in order to create life. But there will be a new level of awareness, a new level of open-heartedness. And so you get to just choose to move into that now. And it can be as simple as that, as choosing. And surrendering everything that is not of that. Anything that is the unconscious, that feels like fear, worry, lack. Anything that doesn't feel like infinite abundance and unconditional love and infinite potential. And when you can start to see that, you can start to decide what's real and what's not real. And start labeling it as that. I know labeling's not good, but it can help you start to identify and bring consciousness and awareness through your perceived reality so that you can start shifting into a new timeline where what you want is available to you with ease. And you can always say that too. I choose what my soul wants, and I choose to arrive there with ease and grace in this human relativity. Because sometimes what I have found, and I discovered this with my mom, really, is that we have to say that it has to be done with ease and grace within human relativity. Because on the other side, I think that what I know to be true is that they maybe don't understand what it's like in human relativity. That ease and grace might be done in a different way, because they see it's light and love. They see everything is, divine and easy and beautiful. And so if you just say human relativity, they'll be like, oh, okay, let's do a little more research. A little stretchy. So Wince here is in this video, not just because it kind of happened divinely, but one of my clients recommended more Wince. Wince is a lovely, lovely pony. I think he's going out for a ride. The reason I'm here right now is because two of my friends here said, let's wake up early for a horse ride. And so I'm here and I am awake and I don't see them. But I was like, this is perfect. I'll make my video with our horse friends. And so thank you to my client who has donated to help us save these horses, especially, not especially, but also Wince. Wince is one of the 5 horses. He is allergic to hay. He has a wonderful microchip in him, and the owner wanted to sell him to the slaughterhouse so that his microchip could be cut out of him and put into another horse, so that that horse without issues could be sold for more money. The horse industry is very, very sad and not yet completely in the heart space dimension. So we have Raffi over here. I don't think we have any of the 5 here. No, we don't have any of the other 5 here. But we have Pentia, who you guys have seen in the videos a lot. We have our baby Roto. Roto, if you've been watching, has been growing up so quickly. If you noticed, he had baby fuzz before, and now he's got like a real adult coat. You are such a good baby horse. Oh, I can't wait to meet Chaos. Chaos is the baby inside Ladybug's belly. And so a little more on Ladybug. When I was in the countryside of France, and I was there for a little while. I was making videos with you guys a few months ago. The house had an infestation of ladybugs, and I was like, what is this about? I was like, I know ladybugs can be lucky. There's so many symbols and messages that can be behind ladybugs. And I was like, okay, I surrender. It's gonna make sense soon. Ooh, morning stretchy, Galia. Galia is Roto's mom. And so then when I, had the chaos that brought me back to the farm and was hearing that ladybug would also go to the slaughterhouse, I was like, wow, okay, it all makes sense. Ladybugs were my sign for a few months. I knew that they were going to show me when I was on the right path, when something was meant for me, and now's the time. And so that was such a divinely guided experience. And when you can, again, trust fall, I say this all the time, but trust fall into the universe and just ask to be guided and choose what your soul wants, you'll have moments like that where it's like you're obviously receiving signs, but you understand that not everything has to make sense right now. You say, okay, I surrender and thank you for telling me when it's time. When it's time to take action, when it's time for me to understand. And in that, I understood. And then when chaos was being conceived, before we raised the money or had all the stuff confirmed that we could keep Ladybug, putting a baby in her belly was the way to buy her time before going to the slaughterhouse. That was the agreement that the farm owner here had with the owner of her. And it was chaos to make baby chaos. And then we named the baby Chaos, Chaotic Dreams. And now we are approved to buy Ladybug and keep her here forever and keep Chaos. And so it's a really beautiful, beautiful experience. And the other 4 as well. But there's issues with the contracts because the current owner, owner of the horse that we've been buying the horses from, now that he's agreed to the prices, says that he actually doesn't even own the horses. His name is not on the contracts, except for Ladybugs. That's the only one where we can actually close the deal maybe today. I'm gonna check that out in a second. But the other ones, we have to speak to the previous owners and close the contracts with them. It's very messy, very crazy, but it's been a beautiful, chaotic, divinely guided experience that has only happened because I've allowed myself to just be guided and to trust fall into this experience. And when I was interviewing the farm owner here yesterday for the farm's channel, we were talking about their experience of becoming this farm, this sanctuary, this rescue. And it was because they really had no expectation and no plan. They let go of, what they thought life should be and were guided. People would say, hey, can you take this animal? Can you rescue this animal? Can you rehome this animal? And they said yes and yes and yes, because they were just following their joy and following their curiosity and allowing life to take them to where they're meant to be, and then ended up in this beautiful healing place where we have so many wonderful humans and animals coming through and getting to experience this healing energy. It's very healing in the mountains of Italy. I was told by one of you in one of the comments a while ago that this area is like the heart of the earth in regards to frequencies, but also just being around these babies and holding these spaces for people to come and be accepted for who they are and where they're at is such a beautiful experience. What are we doing, Wince? Okay, so Wince thinks that he's a stallion, and he's trying to be a stallion right now. He doesn't have the ability to make babies, but what are we doing? They're having some private time. So anyway, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you are new here, leave a comment if you feel called to do so. If you don't know what to say, just say hello to Wince the Stallion. And if you want to sign up for any of my programs, I have 21 days to rewire your mind, 21 days to know your divine guidance, and one-on-one options as well. So I will see you in tomorrow's video. Bye.